a dark fortress surrounded by cement. Behind these beautiful walls lies a man-made hell. One of the most terrible prisons in the United States. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is imprisoned here today. After leaving Miraflores Prasad, his new address is this hellish prison. The U.S. administration has forcibly arrested Maduro on charges of terrorism and drug trafficking. Yes, Maduro has become a victim of the geopolitical game being played by the Trump administration. During his trial, he has been kept in the notorious MDC prison in New York, where there is no such thing as human rights. This prison surrounded by concrete walls is a fortress built for the most dangerous criminals in society. Inside, there are small cells like dark, cramped cages, and bloody clashes between prisoners with sharp weapons continue in this prison. Times greater than for these reasons, this prison has been infamous as hell on earth for a long time. Upon reaching the prison, Maduro has to live like an ordinary prisoner. There are no special facilities. He is given a 5-centimeter thick foam mattress, a dirty brown sheet, and ordinary prisoner clothes. Even though he is the former president of Venezuela, his identity here is just a prisoner number. He is seen as a common criminal. Although Maduro is imprisoned in the special security housing unit on the 10th floor of the prison because he is a high-profile prisoner. But this secure section is the most dangerous. There, Maduro is imprisoned completely alone behind steel doors. Day or night, his sun is exposed to intense light 24 hours a day, which is enough to destroy sleep and mental peace. The 10th floor shoe section is like a cold iron mechanical world. There is no opportunity to walk under the open sky. The corridors are also surrounded by thick wire mesh. The prisoners are confined for 23 hours a day. They can only go out for an hour to walk a little. Even then, they cannot see the open sky from there. Yes, this is Maduro's new reality. Maduro's communication with the outside world is almost completely cut off. That cell is only 2 meters by 3 meters. Smaller than a normal bathroom. A steel commode and a hand basin in one corner. There is not even room to walk 2 steps inside the room. Guards keep an eye on him through the slots in the heavy iron door and offer him food and water. Maduro's world is now limited to this. A few days ago, Maduro lived in the vast Miraflores Prasad. There was excitement and opulence all around. And now he spends his days in a cell where only a small part of the sky can be seen through a few narrow, airtight windows. No matter how much the Trump administration talks about freedom and democracy, the reality of this prison is enough to unmask them. What is even more terrifying is that the physical discomfort and mental pain do not end here. The daily dirty and low-quality food there makes Maduro's imprisonment a real hell. MDC residents complain that the food served here is bland, tasteless, and often rotten and stale. To save money, the food here is cooked with expired ingredients received as donations. As a result, prisoners have to swallow moldy or rotten food. People who once enjoyed delicious food now have to satisfy their hunger with cheap sausages, lightly cooked vegetables, and dry bread. There is no taste of spices. Instead, the food sometimes has a lot of foul odor. And it is not unusual for cockroaches or rats to be found in MDC food. It is not surprising to find such things in Maduro's food. Such rotten and disgusting food can break anyone's morale. And this is how prisoners are weakened from within in this prison. Now Maduro has only one way to alleviate his misery a little. One day a week, he has the opportunity to buy a few things from the prison canteen. But there is not much there. From the limited list, they can buy a handful of items like toilet paper, soap, and dried meat with their own money. Their daily suffering does not decrease much. Maybe they get some relief. While spending day after day in their solitary cell, Maduro hears the terrifying screams of the surrounding cells. This MDC prison has in the past housed notorious prisoners, from serial killers to mafia gang leaders to international terrorists. The guards here deliberately do not let the prisoners sleep at night. They keep them awake by repeatedly banging on the iron door. Sleeplessness and constant mental torture are daily occurrences here. Undoubtedly, attempts are being made to weaken Maduro in the same way every night. Yet the most terrible danger for Maduro is yet to come. This hellish existence is not only about loneliness or sleep deprivation. There is also the threat of sudden natural disasters. In the bone-chilling winters of New York, if the power to the MDC goes out once, this stone building turns into an ice house. In 2019, the MDC had a power outage and the heating system was turned off. The temperature inside instantly dropped below zero. The water supply was cut off. Dirty water from the toilets overflowed and fell into the cells. The prisoners even screamed and hit the small windows and doors to escape the cold. This situation continued there for 7 days. After that incident, it became clear that this could happen again at any time in the dilapidated prison system. So Maduro spends every night in fear. If the power suddenly goes out, how will he survive in this freezing room? No matter how fearless Maduro pretends to be in front of the cameras after his arrest, he must be terrified inside in this cruel reality. Because there is no limit to the violence against people inside this prison. For example, in 2020, 4 prisoners ambushed a prison guard and attacked him.